Ron G Morning Show, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WSAN Radio. And also, I am honored right now because I have somebody that I've been after for a while. I've been following her everywhere, reading up on what she's doing and everything. So without further ado, here's San Antonio's very own Judge Yolanda Huff. Good morning.
Good morning.
Man, I've been following you for years and the things you've been doing. And I want to reach out to you and get you on the show because you got something coming up that I was reading and I thought was mighty interesting on the things that you're doing. And a lot of people don't know the things that you do. So take this time out for a second and
All
introduce
right.
yourself.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am Judge Yolanda Huff. I preside over County Court 12, that is a criminal misdemeanor bench, and I also preside over the mental health court for Bexar County. Now, I was a defense attorney here in town for 22 years before I decided to run for judge in 2018. So I was sworn in January 1, 2019. And I'm going into my 7th year now as judge here in Bexar County.
Oh, congratulations. I tell you, because I was reading up on you, and I'm glad you brought up mental health. Because I talk to a lot of people about mental health and the resources is not as much as we would like here in Bexar County and San Antonio. And you know, it's getting there. I talked to this young man who I have on the show every Wednesday. He's saying for each mental health expert, there's 500 and something clients. And that number is sort of out there. You know, I mean, you got your severe state, you got the mild ones. And so it goes back and forth. And, how do you handle all that coming in your court?
Well, okay, so let me explain how people get into the mental health court. Now, there are 15 county courts in Bexar County, and that number 12, that number 12 is not significant. It just means I'm the 12th court created because every time population census are taken and going by the number of people in Bexar County, the commissioner's court was a lot more money to get another court. So we're now up to 15. It may say it, for example, is another 200,000 people, they'll decide that we need another court to handle all the misdemeanors coming in. And misdemeanors are just enormous, backloaded them, right? So I am number 12 and we're up to 15. So out of those 15 county courts, 2 are dedicated to civil matters only. If you have a suit and that suit is less than $250,000, you will file it in the county court instead of the district court. So 2 courts to do that. And then that leaves 11 courts. Well, am I right? Yeah. Well, 13 courts. So the 13 courts, 2 of those courts are dedicated to family violence. They handle nothing but family violence. So you can imagine how many family violence, and we need 2 courts that are just dedicated. They don't take any other theft, DWIs, only family violence courts, right? So then that leaves 11 courts of the 15 that handles all the criminal cases that are coming in. So say someone gets arrested, that case is literally just randomly appointed to a court. So we never know which case is going to come to our court. And so say you get a DWI and you have a PTSD, you are a veteran. Well, if you're in county court 2, but you know that Judge Huff has the mental health court in county court 12, then that case can be transferred over to my court. And so we have 5 of these specialty courts on the misdemeanor level: a DWI court, a drug court, a domestic violence court, a mental health court, and a veterans court. So we can switch and trade these cases. So any court can, and if we make it so easy that if you yourself are got a theft case and you have schizophrenia or bipolar, you can say, I would like my case to be transferred to the DWI court, the drug court, the mental health court. And we literally have a piece of paper that has all the referrals. And then we check it off. The judge signs off, and that referral is sent over to that court. And then they're going to start the evaluation. They'll send for your file. They'll bring you in for an interview. They'll evaluate you to see, because there's some disqualifier. Can your case be transferred to this other docket, this other court, to be into that specialty treatment court? And that's how we do it. Now, I have capacity to have up to 100 people in that court. Only 100 because what we do for them is so wraparound. It's so intense that I'm a judge. I'm not a clinician. So they meet with me weekly. I have a mental health docket every Monday from 1 to 5 and every other Thursday from 1 to 5. And then I have a smaller one on Friday mornings. It's called the recall docket. And these are the individuals I'm just having the toughest time with. And I only limit that docket to 5 individuals because, so I have a team of about 15 to 20 people. It has to be a police officer, a probation officer, a prosecutor, a defense attorney, counselors, case managers, all on this team. And we meet as staff in cases at 1 o'clock. That at 2:30, the participants that are on the docket that particular day will come in, and they're sitting right before me. And I am literally not even on, I'm not in my robe. I'm not even on this bed because I'm sitting on a bench right now. I'm sitting at a table, and I'll show it to you. This is how it looks. You see those two tables? We put a little table in between, and we wrap chairs all around that table, like 15 chairs. And that defendant, that middle part, I'm sitting on one side, that defendant is sitting right across from me. And I'm talking to them like, what happened? Why'd you test positive? What's going on? How's your mother doing? You know, I'm saying these things to them. That's how it is, a small snippet of how these programs are run. Now, you, Ronald, you can come down here and shadow this program if you want to. They're open to the public. I invite people all the time. Come down here and see for yourself what the judiciary is doing in the way of these resources and special programs. You're paid for them. All these programs are tax-supported entities. I tell people all the time, come down, check it out for yourself. You are absolutely invited to sit in my court and watch me staff the cases, watch the participants come into the cases for all of these programs. In fact, if a judge tells you no, then that judge is out of line because it is a law that courts have to be open to the public. And people don't realize that. Courts absolutely have to, you have the right, any jury trial, anything that's going on, come and sit in the courtroom and say, you know, I just want to watch the proceedings. I want to see what this judge is about. You absolutely have that right.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you, oh, you don't have the camera on your, there you go.
I'm turning it back, yeah.
All right. Have you seen significant impact or success stories that these programs have implemented? And can you share something with us?
Oh my Lord. Do you want me to share some pictures with you? I don't know if I could do that if that's allowed on your program, but so my program, the mental health court, has been up and running for 18 years. But let me share with you.
Okay.
So let me give you a little brief background of what these programs are about. So back in late 80s, 1988, 89, there was a law professor in Florida that said, and Ronald, I know I'm dating myself because I was in high school in the 80s. During that time, if you would remember, the sentiment in America was lock them up, build more prisons, like anything, the drugs, people were being sent away for life for having drugs, right? And it was ridiculous. Building more prisons, just like when you build it, you got to fill that prison up, right? Pay for these pay-for-profit prisons. So this law professor said, you know, there's a better way to do this for people that are in the judiciary with unique issues like mental health and drugs. We should handle these individuals in a different way than how we handle violent offenders. Because if you send someone to prison that has a heroin addict for 10 years, that person is coming out of prison with a heroin addict after 10 years. Nothing has been done to treat that person. So he thought of this unique way of a drug court. And so that was way back in the late 80s. And then you fast forward to today, we now have, these programs are all over America, all over the world, really. And it's how do we deal with these unique issues, defendants that are in the judiciary to help them, because the sentiment is we want to keep them out of the judiciary. So in Bexar County, we have 14 specialty courts. Across the state of Texas, we have 250. Probably across America, we may have close to 3,000. Anywhere you would go, people tell me this all the time. Oh, we don't have that kind of program in our, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You just don't know it. They're not advertising it like me. Because when I took the bench in 2019, I was like, these programs have been up and running for 20 years. The first one was created in Bexar County in 2001 by Judge Al Alonzo. But it seemed to me that no one knew these programs existed, even after 20 years. And I said to the fellow judges that are over these programs, why aren't we telling the community that these resources are here? So what I did was I united the 14 specialty courts. We went before Commissioner's Court and we took a resolution that says now we are established as the Bexar County Specialty Courts Coalition. So I established that program, that coalition. I chair this, and every other year we have a resource booklet. Like this is the booklet we have. Let me see if I have one up here. And I pass these booklets out to everybody, and that comes like this is the booklet, and it's all the judges that are over these programs, right? And I'm just making this booklet that it's a resource guide to the community. So every judge is over a program. This booklet has the judge's name, their biography, their team, how to get in contact with the disqualifiers, how you can get into this program, and then the contact information at the bottom. And then what we're doing right now, what you were speaking of, is that every other year we have a 5-series seminar where 3 judges present about their program. So they're all, this is the first of the seminars on Zoom. The last one is in person in the jury room at the courthouse on a Friday. So we just had the first seminar. The second one is coming up March 12th, I do believe. And so three judges present. They bring on their team. We have a defendant, what we call a participant, that gives his testimony, completely voluntary, like how this program has changed their life. So they are so successful. I have a 97% success rate. And how we measure that means that only 3% of the people were recidivism is only 3%. So that means if you successfully complete this program, I will not see you in the judiciary again. And the program is a year long. And we measure that by, do we see them arrested after the first year, after the third year, after the 5th year? We consider that a success. We've done our job. The program is so intense. I'll give you a little example. Like they have a defense attorney. They have bipolar. They're in county court 8. They want to come to my court. The referral is made. My team does the evaluation. They qualify. Okay. They tell the defense attorney, this person is qualified. So you got to now send that file to Judge Huff. You got to come and get the case on the docket. They come before me, and I put it on the record because it's completely voluntary. We can't make anyone come into this program, and they'll say on the record, go through the whole smell of, I understand you wish this case to be transferred to the mental health court docket. Yes. Okay. Have you read the participant agreement contract and all the conditions of what you have to do? Yes. Did you sign that contract? Yes. Okay. But it is an order of the court. This case is transferred to my docket, and I'll give them their next court date. And then they come, in my court, like we give a free t-shirt, we try to explain what the program is about. And then, welcome them in. We have a treat basket. We give away gift cards. We have a food bank. It's a lot of things we do. We help them find their DD2 forms. We help them with housing, help them get their social security, food stamps, anything, homelessness. And we decide, does this person need substance abuse? We give them evaluation. Sometimes in jail, we send them straight to inpatient. They don't even get out of jail. They're in the program, and they go straight to the inpatient program. And then from that inpatient program, they go into a sober living. We have to take them out of their toxic environment, wherever they may be, right? Sometimes they're in an abusive relationship. And they're seeing me so often. So every single day, that's 365 days that they're in this program, they have to call a UA call line. And when they call that number will randomly tell them if they have to go UA that day. So trust but verify. And they all know this. I don't care if it's your birthday, Christmas morning, you have to call this UA. This is across the board, every special court, the same model, right? And then if they have to UA, they have to get over, they have a certain time of the day to get over there to UA, right? And then they have to do counseling. They have to do group counseling. They have to meet with their mental health treatment. They have to meet with their probation officer. I mean, it's a lot. And then they're seeing me. And it's constant. Like, I am on them. They're seeing me. They call me, I am tough, I am firm, but I am very loving to them. I'm a mother of 3, and they know I do not mess around. If you mess up, like sometimes I have to do incentives for them. Sometimes I have to do sanctions. Sometimes I have to send them back to jail for 2 or 3 days, get their attention. You know what? Yeah. You missed 3 calls in a day. What's going on here? Well, Judge, I was sick. There's a proper way to do everything. There's a proper, because their lives are chaotic. I get someone that's been on heroin for 10 years. They've been prostituting themselves for 14 years, and they're in the mental health court now. And then the defense attorneys will say often to me, your program is so hard. I'm like, what do you think? I can change somebody that's that entrenched in their life? You give me 12 months to flip this person's mindset, the bad toxic habit, the bad, dynamics of the family, with the trauma they've served. And you can't tell me that someone is prostituting themselves for 14 years. That person's probably been raped. Many things have happened. Would that person wake up one morning, I want to be a prostitute addicted to heroin? That person has suffered a lot. And now they're with me, and I have 12 months to flip this person's mindset about everything. And I've sent them away. One young lady I have, she told me, Judge, I never even knew that blue is my favorite color. They are not stable in their lives, right? They're not stable. And they are resisting me, but I am firm. Sometimes the team will be like, I had one young man had tested positive for, well, we didn't know this, tested positive for cocaine like 8 times. And I said, team, this is too much. No, Judge, because we took him off the UA, we put him on a patch. And when a patch is on your skin, That's a very sensitive test. It's picking up everything that's in your body. So the UA is just a urinalysis, right? It's not as sensitive as the patch. So the UA weren't picking up these drugs, fake traces of cocaine. But when we put them on the patch was picking up everything. And he was just adamant, oh no, I'm not doing cocaine. The team was like on his side because he had done great. He was doing everything that we were asking of him, in complete compliance. But he kept testing positive. Okay, that's it. He's going to inpatient. No, Judge, no, he's going to inpatient. Like I have to, because the judge, my word is the final word. I veto what else said. He's going to inpatient. I don't care what he's saying. You guys, we either have to trust the evidence-based test that we're giving him, or we don't. We can't pick and choose what he said, right? And I have to make these hard decisions sometimes, but no. And we sent him to inpatient. He came out. He was much better. Right. He's something about this young man. He still kept saying, well, I don't know how the drugs got in me. Maybe my girlfriend was sprinkling. Like, he's lying. He's doing cocaine. Stop with all the bullcrap. He's lying. Like, I have to be so firm with them. I'm not letting them get away with anything because that's how they got to this situation. Right. Some of them drop out of school in the 6th grade. They've never walked the stage and nobody's over them. They've never had boundaries in their life. And then they meet me and I got some strict boundaries. Like, you are never going to get what you want in life with how you're living your life. Never. I'll talk to the young ladies. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want a car, an apartment? Would you like to live in New York for a year? Would you like to go live in Paris for a year? Yes, I would, John. Well, then it starts here. I know it's hard. This is the hardest thing you're ever going to do in your life, ever. You're changing your mindset of how you've been the last 21 years. And you better believe this is hard. So
look like she froze on us. All right, look like she froze on it. We'll get back with her. She'll come back. I'm just waiting. So you see that she is passionate on what she's doing. She is very passionate on everything, and that's a good thing. When you show that passion like that, and that's what she's doing. And I tell you, she sounds like she's a hard judge in there. And I picked up on a point when the defense attorney sat and said, "You're a little hard on them, aren't you?" Yeah, but why are they here?
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Okay,
that's okay.
So the issue with me is that they're getting their lives in order. I had this one young mother. She had 4 kids. Man, that woman was late to everything. And I said to her one day, man, you must get calls from the school all the time. And she was like, how did you know? Because I'm a mother of 3, right? Like, man, you're late for everything. And I said to her, don't you want a nice house for your kids? Don't you want a nice car? Don't you want to be able to take your kids on vacation, maybe down to the South Padre Island once a year? Yes, Judge, I do. But then how are you going to achieve that if you don't start with the hard work of getting yourself in line? Because I tell you, I'm a mother of 3. I tell them all the time. I tell them about my life. Your kids do what you do. They don't do what you say. Your kids are watching you, young lady. I am so real with them. I am like, you come and watch me. I am known throughout Texas. I'm the mental health court. I get teams that come down from Waco, Austin, everywhere. Sometimes they'll Zoom in if they're from another state. They just want to watch what I'm doing in this court. How's Judge Huff doing this, right? And so this booklet and this coalition that I did, the judges from Dallas called me. They were like, we want to, because they have 18 specialty courts in Dallas, more than we do. And they want to unite. And they were like, how do we do that, Judge Huff? I said, don't reinvent the wheel. Right? Let me tell my court manager to send you the template for how we create this book. I'm like, make it easy for the people in the community to find you, to find out about these resources. They are literally, the taxpayer dollars are paying for these programs. They're the stakeholders, let them know. So I have a big graduation ceremony twice a year. All of the specialty courts do, because some of these people have never walked the stage, and I want them to get that honor. They invite their families. I encourage them to invite their family and friends. I invite people from the community to come out and see what is going on. I'm so transparent. I mean, I'll have like 150, 200 people at any of my graduation ceremony. And I always loop in the mental health community, therapists, counselors, church leaders, the spiritual community, right? Come see for yourself so that you may never get in trouble, but there may be people in your congregation, right? There may be people that they've never heard of these programs. I got arrested for a theft, and no one ever told me there was a DWI court. I would have liked to have gotten my case dismissed and expunged, and now that case is on their record forever. And we do that for free. These programs are
Oh,
absolutely
man.
free, right? Anybody can join. But the rub is the defense attorneys are often saying, not too hard, because they know that if a criminal mischief case comes their way and that case is sent to jail court, right, then literally that person will get appointed a court-appointed attorney. That person will, it's whatever it's like, say they're in jail, it's like $50 a day. They get 3 meals, they have a bed, right? They get a court-appointed attorney. If they're in jail for like 3 to 4 days, that attorney can take their case to jail court, and that case can literally be judgment satisfied. They're done. They've been in jail long enough, 3 days, they're out. And then they're back on the streets, homeless, mental health issues, substance abuse. So no one is really tackling what is causing this young person to be out here on these streets, right? And if they come to my court, we can help them find housing. We can help them with the substance abuse. We reunite families with this older man. He said, Judge, thank you for what he was an alcoholic. He was living on the streets. And he says, we helped him find an apartment, helped him get his Social Security going. And he says, I reached out, I made contact with my son. I'm back in contact with my son. And I'll do that a lot. Like I have one right now, and he said he's so out of compliance. He cries. He wants to be in contact with his 3 little young children, but his ex-wife won't let him. Say, why should she? You're addicted to meth. She's keeping the children safe, but I'm sending him impatient as we speak. All right. Because I'm telling him, what is your motivation? Why are you in this program? I know it's hard. Why are you here? What do you want to do? Tell me this. What are your dreams? Do you want to be a tattoo artist, a rapper, a senator? I don't know. What do you want to do with your life? Because I guarantee you that once you're on this path to recovery, everything is going to fall in place. I've had examples of it. One young lady, she says, now that I've stopped drinking, Judge, before that year was out, she had bought her first home ever. And that was the first time we'd ever had someone in the program buy a new home. And we hear these stories all the time. And some people get so comfortable that first they're always resist. There's always a pattern to it. They have a moment of clarity. I need help, right? They tell the defense attorney, they're before me, they plead into the program. Then when they get in the program, they see all the hard work they do. Oh no, I just rather go do my time. Oh, gotcha. You signed that contract. I'm not releasing you. You're not going anywhere. You're in this program. And just because it's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. And then they get used to it. Then they get over that hump. Okay, I get it. I understand how the program works. They get, that routine going. And then they start doing very well. And then it's time for graduation. And some of them on purpose was self-sabotage because they're doing so well in their life. Well, Josh, I'm going to be out of your program soon, and I'm scared. What if I go back to drinking or drugging? I don't know. And then they'll do stuff like they're going to use. And then we got to get them off the graduation list and extend it for another 6 months. And then they'll confess later, I wasn't ready to leave yet, Judge. I think I'm ready now. That's okay with me. They can do that. If they feel that they're not ready to leave, maybe they weren't ready to leave, right? And that's how it goes, Ronald.
Wow. So, how can San Antonio community support the specialized court? How can the community come and support what's going on? Because what I'm hearing you saying is that a lot of people don't know about it. Well, no. They will now, because that's what we're doing right now to let everybody know what's going on. Because I hear that all the time. There's no programs for me. There's this now for it. But you're telling me there are programs out there.
Mm-hmm.
We got
the judiciary.
Yeah.
This is what the judiciary, because now look, this is what I've learned in my 7 years on the bench. I'll have an event, and that's what you said. I don't know. I don't understand about the court. And I'm one of these judges because I really want the community to understand the judiciary. So you'll see me always having seminars in the community, presenting. Like this month alone, I probably got 10 presentations, churches, events, Women's Day, Mental Health Court Day that I'm getting ready to start doing. And I do not mind. I will go to every last one of them because that's where my heart is. Like this is the platform I've been blessed with. I'm sharing this knowledge. Like you can just look at my Facebook, my Instagram, my LinkedIn and see all the programs I'm constantly putting out there to the community. So this 5-series seminar, and I'm just blasting it everywhere. And on each Zoom, I may have 30 people that show up. I'm like, see, it's free. It's literally an hour from 12 to 1. All you have to do is Zoom in. You can do that on your lunch break. Educate yourself about these resources. And I'm blasting it. Go look at my Facebook page. You will see this. Go look at my LinkedIn, my Instagram, everywhere. But people will complain and they really don't care until it's happening in their life. And then they want to say, there's nothing out there. Like, no, it's a bunch of things out there. It's a lot of initiatives out there for people of Bexar County. Have you taken the time to educate yourself on these programs? Because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I, for one, I'm constantly trying to educate the community. Right on my Facebook page, all the dates, all the Zoom links to Zoom into all of these programs. If you're interested in, we have 2 veteran courts. We're Military City, USA. We have a misdemeanor veterans court. We have a felony veterans court, right? These programs literally save some of these young men and women that are in the military currently. They're in duty, right? They get a
Yeah.
DWI. Their career could be over, but they get into this program. That case gets dismissed, inexpunged. It saves their career in the military. And the judges themselves are veterans, and all the partners are in that veterans court or VA people. The VA they partner with, like me. I partnership with the Center for Healthcare Services. And the Center for the Healthcare Services, if people don't know, is the local mental health authority for Bexar County. That means in the state of Texas, every county has a local mental health authority. It's a law that, this is a state law that if you can't afford mental health, then this authority must help you because it's being paid for by the taxpayers of that county. So the state is broken up into, say, 15 different sections. And you can go Google, who is my local mental health authority? If you don't have any money, any insurance, those people have to take you. So in Bexar County, our local mental health authority is the Center for Healthcare Services. You may know Jaylyn Burl. You know Jaylyn? She is the CEO, the director of this organization has like 4,000 employees. She is the CEO, a Black woman, very intelligent, very smart. I'm actually going to be at an event with her. The Links are having their Western Gala, and I'm sitting at Jaylyn's table. Anyway, she's the director of this. This probably is the first time that they've had a Black director, right? So if you don't have any health insurance and you are suffering mental health issues, Google that place, call them, make an appointment, get a doctor's appointment, get some counseling, get some medication. They have to take you in. They have to. That is our local mental health authority. And I contact with them because they are on my team, because I'm the mental health court. I have 2 treatment teams, Crystal Counseling and the Center for the Healthcare Services. And we decide when a new participant comes in, which organization we're going to put. Like if say the person's 18, they're bipolar and they have severe mental health, we'll put them with Crystal Counseling because Crystal Counseling sees them 2 to 3 times a week. They take them to their doctor's appointment. They sit with them and help them get, all these things, just the intensity of how we deal with them one-on-one. We go to their home, to their job, wherever they are, meet with them. And the center, someone that say less, they're not as intense in their mental health illness, but, they get to be seen like maybe every other week. So we make that determination in evaluating which treatment team we're going to put them with. And that's how we do it. And so I hope that people if they're listening to this or writing down some of the things I'm saying to educate yourselves. Please, Ronald, I can send you that. I'll email you the flyer and you can post it to where you post things, right? And the link and the password to get in, because I want many people to come. I say, people say knowledge is power. I say knowledge is freedom. Knowledge is freedom for yourself and how you gonna move forward, how you navigate life for yourself and your children, your family. Because the more you know, if any young man or young woman in your family gets arrested, I get some 17-year-olds, because in the state of Texas, an adult for purposes of the criminal judiciary is 17, not 18. I don't think a lot of people know this. They're in my court, right? And then I want the family to be looped in with this going on, because I know that person is only 17. He's not an adult yet. So the mom and dad are heavily involved. I want the mom and dad to know what I'm doing. Come and see for yourself what the mental health court is, how the mental health court is moving forward with your child.
I'm blown away. This is a breath of fresh air, knowing that this is out here. I did not know, but it's out there, and people need to know about it. So let me ask you something. Will there be, what type of changes or improvement would you like to see in the criminal justice system, especially concerning mental health? Is there any things you would like to change or do?
Oh, my Lord, yes. So I wish we had more resources to get more people. Like sometimes I need to send someone away. Everything is filled up. I send them to Alpha House. I send them to Lifetime. I send them to the DDR, which is dual diagnosis residential. They have 30 beds for the state of Texas. It happens to be located in San Antonio, Applewhite Road, but 30 beds. So with all that ARPA money that came in during COVID, they got a lot of that money. The county did, and plan is to build 200 more beds, right? What we don't have, we have a lot of facilities, excuse me, with a lot of facilities that deal with substance abuse, right? Inpatient substance abuse. But we do not have one facility in Bexar County that deals with mental health alone that the county support without, like, there's a lot of ones out there that pay, like, pay, your insurance pays. You got to pay money, $10,000, $5,000 to be there for 30 to 45 days. But it's no facility that's standalone that the county have that I can just send someone in that deals with mental health by itself, and not the substance abuse is not the leading issue that's going on in this person's life. It is truly the mental health. Now, they come in, they're always dual diagnosed. They are using drugs because they're self-medicating, like they're not dealing with their mental health. So they're taking drugs because, they're hearing voices and they don't know how to deal with how they're feeling, the severe anxiety, depression, right? So they're self-medicating. But what the main issue in that person's life that is presented is the mental health. So I'll send them to lifetime recovery. That's a substance abuse. They really don't know what to do with it. I mean, they'll deal with the mental health, but the person's still taking their medications, and my team is still going out to that inpatient facility. But I would love for them to have a mental health facility that I send them to that is county-based, not privately owned, that I can just send people to. That's my wish as the mental health court judge. We don't have one in Bexar County.
Okay. So what advice will you give somebody young about getting into a career in law and leadership? What advice would you give somebody who want to start off?
Well, I mean, I always tell people this. I have, I just said several times that I'm a mom of three. So my elder son, like they used to call me the Kool-Aid mom because I would always have my three. And once you pass two, like, man, I can have six. It's all the same, right? I'm in the years of raising children. And my oldest son, he was a football player at Holmes High School. I always have his whole football team over there. And his friends are really interested in, like, I'm a lawyer. Miss Huff, what about this? What about that? And I would say to them, look, there's nothing special about me. If I became a lawyer, you could become a lawyer. My son said to me one time, Mom, why do you keep saying this? This is not true. And I said, it is true. And I definitely believe that to the depth of my heart, that if you want to do something and you really want to do that enough, and what are you willing to sacrifice to get that thing that you want, then you can achieve it. There's nothing in the world that can stop you from achieving it. I grew up in North Carolina, very poor, very rural. I just wanted to be a lawyer since I was 11 years old. I don't really know where that desire came from. Never met a lawyer or a judge, white or black, right? What it would have meant to me, Ronald, to have met a lawyer in the flesh. Ooh, it would have blown my little 11-year-old mind. And I just wanted to do this, right? And so we moved back to Texas my family did when I was in high school. So I ended up graduating from high school in Austin, Reagan High. And then I went on to UT Austin undergrad. And what got me to San Antonio was law school. And I didn't have any money. My parents didn't have any money. I had to work and put myself, if I wanted this dream enough, then I was going to have to be the one that worked and got this dream for myself. They were happy that I did it, but they really didn't have much money to help me achieve this dream, right? And it was just my desire. Like my grandma, bless her heart, she's passed away, but her thing was for all her grandkids and children, mother 12, by the way. Like, I just want him to get a good job. She thought if they get a good job, like, everything would be okay. But they couldn't conceive of like a granddaughter that I wish my grandma was alive to see that, I'm a sitting judge in Bexar County. I wish because I think that I'm making my ancestors proud. And I carry that with me. And it's not a burden to me that I know how I move in the community. Young people are looking at me. People are looking at me and watching me. And I wouldn't dare try to make a misstep to let someone else's dream. Like Judge Huff is over there. She's doing it. And that means something to me. I mean, that truly means something to me. And I'm going to carry myself in a way to make those young people that are looking at me proud of me. I used to say, when people would say, what was your motivation getting to law school? I was like, because at the time I went to law school, I was 25 and my son was 6. And it is like, I want my son to be able to be so proud of me one day to say, my mom is a lawyer. And I would think about that, to him to say that my mom is a lawyer, like I have 3 kids now. My mom is a lawyer. That meant something to me. My reputation to my kids means something to me. My life is not my own. We all live these individualistic lives, not realizing that we're all interconnected and that you want to think your life is just your own, but it's not. You are so connected to everyone in this community. And that means something, how people see me as there are only 3 elected Black judges in this county, and how people see me and how I move I'm going to be on my game because I don't want to let these young people down at all. And I carry that burden proudly. That is not like, oh my God, I can't drink and driving that crazy. I don't want to drink and driving that crazy. I want to live my life in a way that those young people can say, I met Judge Huff and I'm so proud of her. I want to be just like her. I want to go to law school. I want to be a judge one day. I have interns. So I'll take interns to like say, starting in May when the school is out, from May to about June or July, I'll have interns in my court. I had one young intern, this is beautiful young Black girl. She came in and she told me, Judge Huff, I want to be an NCI, that show where they do the evidence stuff,
Right.
All the young people are into that now, these shows. But when she came to intern with me, I said, okay, I'm going to put you with different people on the team. I'm going to put you one day with the probation officer, one day with the prosecutors, one day with the defense attorney, one day with my court coordinator, one day with the court reporter, so you can get to see how a real court operates, right?
Right.
And so one day I put her with the prosecutor, and they took her up there. This prosecutor said Joe Gonzalez's DA's office, but every judge has two of the prosecutors in their court. So I let her go with the prosecutor. The prosecutor took her upstairs to their office, and she sat there like about 3 or 4 hours. She came down. She's like, "Okay, I'll change my mind. I want to be a prosecutor." I'm like, what did they do? She was like brainwashed by the time. I was so funny. It was so funny to me. She came, you know what, Judge? I want to be a prosecutor now. Like, what did they say to you up there? He's like, I don't want to be that NSI thing. I said, go all the way, girl. Go all the way to be a defense attorney, a lawyer if you want to do that. And so that young lady's out there. She just finished college. She sent me the invitations. I'm so proud of her. Everything I'm doing in the community, I'll still reach back out to her and say, hey, I'm doing this. Because I don't know if you saw, I had that judicial meet and greet for all the Black judges a couple of weeks ago at the Whitney Museum.
Yes, I seen that.
It was sold out. And it was just something I wanted to do. I wanted to honor the people that came before me in Bexar County.
Yes.
The history of Bexar County in San Antonio, there only ever been 30 Black judges that have sat on the bench. And that means municipal judges, magistrate judges, county court, district court, court of appeals, all the way up to the Supreme Court of Texas. 30 in Bexar County. And, K-Center did a news story on it, right? But to me, that was like honoring the shoulders that I stand on that got me here right now. These people have said that work. So I can only imagine what they had to go through so that I can sit here now talking to you, Ronald. And I'm constantly doing things like that in the community. To me, it's like the more you know. That I'm a public servant. That is literally my job, to always be educating the community about the judiciary.
Yeah. I'm going back for what you said was a key point to me on how you paid your way to go through college.
Mm-hmm.
You knew the sacrifices you were making, and kids nowadays, they don't want to do that sacrifice.
It's too hard, right?
They wanted microwave. Like for me, this radio station, I self-fund this radio station. I don't get anything from anybody. This is what I do. And so, not comparing the two, there's one thing I think we have in common, and that's passion for what we're doing. We love our job. We love what you're doing. And I can hear that passion in your voice when you help people out. And the one part you said that not that many Black judges in San Antonio, but people could look and see, hey, I could do what Judge Huff is doing. She's a Black female. I could do that too. Because some of our people got to see what we do to understand, yes, you can do this. You're not excluded from this.
You're not excluded from this. You can do this too. And that is one of the main things that I'm trying to get across. Like, look at me, look at my life. There's nothing special about me. You can do this too. Ronald, when I got accepted to UT Austin, I didn't get one scholarship. Nothing. I got no help, no fun. I got financial aid. I'm in a lot of debt and I'm still paying on it 30 years later. But I got no scholarship, not even one scholarship. But nothing. When your mind is made up that you want to achieve something, there is nothing in this life that can stop you from what you want to achieve. And if I would just tell my whole true story of what the hills and the trials and tribulations I could get through to where I'm sitting now, that would probably blow some people's minds out there. But like I said, nothing can stop you. No one can stop you from what you really want to do. Let nothing and no one stop you. And that's been my attitude throughout life. There's going to be nothing. If you want it, if you want it bad enough, there's nothing out there that you can say, well, it was hard. Yeah, it was hard. I
Yeah.
had to do this. Yeah, I had to work. I mean, I remember the times. Like, I remember one time I was so starving. I was in French class. So my book cost $70 for French class. Sold it back. They only gave me $7 for the book back, right? You know, they always charge you on that. I was so hungry. I bought a pack of bologna, a pack of cookies, a loaf of bread. There was one other thing I always forget. And that's the only money my little $7 would pay. This was my food. Ramen noodles, Kool-Aid, all right.
Yeah.
But I'm making these sacrifices because I'm moving, I'm doing baby steps all the way to graduation. And if that's what I have to do to get, like, it won't always be like this. This is a finite situation. I'm making baby steps to something. I'm willing to sacrifice for the now to make my future better, to make my life better for the future of my children's life. That's what you're doing. But people don't want to make that sacrifice. I just want it now. I want it instantly right now. And life doesn't work that way. We live long enough to know that life doesn't work that way.
No.
You got to invest it. You got to put some dividends down. You got to do something, and it's going to pan out. But you have to have that patience to know that it's slowly changing. Like, it's just not changing fast enough for people. But I was a first year in college, and I was a second year, then I was a third year. Okay, I'm in my fourth year. I'm almost done. Okay, I'm done now. I'm done. I went to work 3 years for the lieutenant governor in Austin. You know what? I'm getting back on my path. My dream is still to go to law school, right? Okay, applied, got accepted to St. Mary's. Now I'm here. Oh my God, was that hard? Still poor because I had to give up my job, get back in poverty again. They give you all the financial aid. But that budget is so tight, man. Oh my goodness. I remember one Thanksgiving, I didn't have any food, and I had reached out to a food bank, and they brought the food. Like, they brought a box of food to my house. It was just me and my little boy. And when they walked in, I guess they were looking around my apartment. I don't know what they thought was going to be, the ghetto, and I don't know. But they were like, seemed surprised when they saw my apartment to me. And then the man was talking to me, and I said, yeah, I'm a law student. When I said that I was a law student, every single thing about him changed. Oh, I'm not giving money to a poor Black ghetto woman. She's going somewhere. And I don't know, I felt some kind of way about that interaction. I still remember that interaction with that man to this day, that, and I still to this day can't figure out, was I happy that he changed, or was that sad to me that he changed? That when he found out that I was a law student, and by then I was like, I'm almost done. I was like in probably my third year of law school, right? But he hearing that I was a law student and I'm working, I'm just poor. Like, I'm running out of financial aid, and it's end of the semester. I don't get my next funds to the next semester. And I just gap. I need some food, right? And they brought it to my home, and it's. I don't know what he expected, but I can imagine what he expected. But upon him finding out I was a law student, everything about that man changed. Like, he was happy to get that food. What do you think that man was thinking, Ronald?
Well, they think, they stereotype us.
Yeah.
When he seen you as a Black woman, I believe everything went through his head like, oh wow, another one of them.
Lazy and not working, just want our food.
Yes, right? Exactly. And the problem is, I'm gonna bring this up. The problem is, nowadays, most of the time, people are smart what they're doing out there, but they need that opportunity. And sometimes we don't get that opportunity that we need, that somebody else is getting. And so I see people all the time, once they get that opportunity, you see the light in their eyes light up. Oh, I got a chance to show what I could do. And I think that's part of the problem right now we're still stereotyped. But when they see what we could do, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know it. Yeah, really? But we have to bite our tongue sometimes, and we shouldn't have to.
Shouldn't have. I mean, I know how it looks, that I know I'm in places that people don't think I should be. I know this for a fact. Like, I've been challenged so many different ways you would not believe. But, the community, I don't say this to the community, but I know that I'm in a place that a lot of people don't think I should be, because there were three Black women judges. One of the judges lost their race the last election, but then a young man was elected as a juvenile judge. So now we still have 3 elected Black judges, 2 at this courthouse that I'm in right now, and 1 at juvenile, right? So it's 3. In the history of Bexar County, that has never happened, that we've had 3 Black judges on the bench. Any other time in the history of Bexar County, we've only ever had 1 elected Black judges, if we had any, because when I was running in 2018, we didn't have any, right? And so I'm so aware that I have to work 10 times as hard to get what I want across. Like they're going to take me seriously, or they're going to come and try to push my boundaries, right? Some people do things, I can't do that. I don't have the luxury of doing that because I know how I am looked at, right? I'm considered one of the most hardest working judges here. And that is, I start my court, I run my court with such efficiency. I know how I'm looked at. When, it's not fair, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is, Rhonda. That's all I say. Like, this is the reality of it. But it ain't stopping me from going forward. I know what I'm about. I know what I've been through. I know what it took me to get here. I know how qualified I am to be here, right? Ron, I have a theory about what you just said about opportunities. So I have this theory about us in our community, so all our lives in the Black community, we're told, stay your lane, mind your business. You better not tell nobody what's going on in this house. This is our family business. And we're told this. You better not tell what's going on. As a matter of fact, my older son, when he was little, I remember something that his dad had told him something. And somebody in church had said to him, like, what was going on? He said, that's personal family business. And he's 6 years old. And now I didn't even know he had did this until later somebody had said to me, I asked your son a question. They thought it was, he said that was personal family. I'm thinking to myself, well, it was personal family. Why are you asking a 6-year-old that, right? But this is what we are. This is what we're told, right? What goes on in our family stays in our family. So we get to high school and we get to college. And all of a sudden, now we're told, pivot, and you need to start networking. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to be mixing it up with people, meeting people, and not staying in your lane. And then how do we do this pivot when we've been told our whole lives to stay our lane? And it's hard for us. We don't understand. You need to be networking. And I'll tell the young Black ones that come to my court, that I meet, that I mentor, you have got to be networking. You never know who you're going to meet and where that's going to lead to. I met people on the street that just by saying hi, hello, that it's changed the trajectory of my life. And I remember one time I was having a hearing here in my court, and the admin judge was going to come in. So the admin judge, the state of Texas, is broken up into 13 districts. And Governor Abbott appoints an admin judge over. So our admin judge is over several counties, Bexar County, Medina, Atascosa, right? He's the admin judge for Region 4, Sid Harl. So he was coming in, and I said he was on the bench for many years. And then when he retired, because the governor appoints all these admin judges all over the state of Texas in 13 regions, right? So he was coming in, and I told the young ADs, I said, hey, the admin judge is coming here today. So when he gets here, you be here before him. And when he walks in, you go and introduce yourself to him. Okay, Judge. Now I'm trying to get them an opportunity to network, right? So then later, like, did y'all go introduce? Well, Judge, we got there late.
Oh.
Missed opportunity. Because what would happen is that you would meet that admin judge, and then what happens is that you may see that a judge another time I don't know if we're close to our hours up, right, Ronald? We're going for an hour. So you'll see that judge another time, and then that judge may remember you met me in Judge Huff's court, and then from there you'll foster a relationship with them, and you never know, you may be get ready to go for a job one day, and guess who's on the hiring committee? That person. Oh my God,
yes,
it happens that organic, just like that, and they're so young, they don't understand these missed opportunities and networking and getting out to meet people and what that they just don't get it. My kids included, right? I got a house full of 20-something-year-olds.
I remember my mom will always tell me, when you show up on time, you late. But if you show up 15 minutes early, you're on time.
So I come from a military family. My mom and dad definitely think if you on time, you late, right? Yeah. You better be 1 minute late. They like an hour early. They be sitting in the church parking lot. Church don't start at 10. They there at 9 o'clock, 9:30. So that's that generation. I feel how they look at things.
And that's me. That's me. Because when I go out somewhere doing a live remote or something, I am there early, setting everything up. And my wife said, so why are you here so early? Make sure everything is working.
Yeah.
And, if I have any problems, I'll be able to resolve that issue before I go live.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. People in my court all the time late. Judge, I'm sorry, traffic, your line was long. That's why you leave your house earlier. Expect the unexpected. I give them a lecture. I put them in, I have my bailiff put them in the jury box and I bring them over. I'm like, court starts at 9. You're being disruptive when you're coming in late. And you're not setting a good example for yourself. People are noticing you. Like it's like no one has ever had this conversation with them. Like they think like by telling me that traffic. What does that mean to me? There's always going to be traffic.
That's
Leave
right.
home earlier. You got to drop off your kids to school. Leave home earlier. Right? Get here an hour, 30 minutes later. Earlier. Be sitting in the courtroom when I come out because I come out exactly at 9 o'clock, and I'll say to them, it is 9 o'clock straight up. Let's get started. And I say to them, you know why I do that? Because I'm respectful of your time. I'm assuming that you have busy things to do. I'm trying to get you in here and out of here. But on the other hand, be respectful of my time because I have another docket. I have to clear out this courtroom. I have a whole nother group of people coming in for my 1:30 docket. And when you're late, you're interrupting. You're dragging things out. And they're like, sorry, Judge. Like, think about these things. And I'll say to them sometimes, if you were to have a party at a restaurant and you told everyone to be there at 3, people showing up at 4 and you're paying for, isn't that disrespectful of them? To come to your party that you invited them to, that you have hot food and they're hour late. Yeah. Okay. So time is money. Be respectful of people's time. I'm respectful of your time because if I'm telling you that court starts on this day at this time, you better believe I'm going to be a woman of my word, integrity, and I'm going to start court exactly at 9 o'clock because I am being respectful of your time. That's what I tell them, right?
Okay. So, one final question. Where can listeners follow you, get involved, and all that good stuff? Because, you have said a lot right now that I didn't know was going on and the resources out there when they come to your court. So let our listeners know, how can they get a hold of you? Where can they find you at? And I'll pick you up on your offer. I'm gonna come to your court one day and I'm gonna sit out there. I want to see it.
Please do. Anyone is welcome to do it. I want the court to know. I want you to know so that you can be telling people in the community, take a stack of these books, pass them out to everybody in the community because I have them printed. I literally pass out thousands. If you see me in the community, ask me. I keep a box in my car everywhere I go. Oh, I got stuff right there. Come get some. I'm like dedicated to this. I'm dedicated to spreading this word and giving people the knowledge about the judiciary, right? So people, if you follow me on Facebook, you follow me on LinkedIn, you follow me on Instagram, I'm constantly posting what's going on in my court. Like this 5 series of seminars, it is right there on my Facebook page. Check it out. You find the dates of when these seminars are going down. The one that's in person at the jury room, come in person. Like I loop a lot of people into it. I loop the partners like probation officer, Sheriff Salazar, Joe Gonzalez, all the people you're going to meet. Oh my God, one guy came last year, says, I just can't believe it's so expensive. These programs, yes, they involve, because I have to have the permission of Joe Gonzalez, the DA, because these are his cases. I'm asking him, hey, can I take this case and put it into this program? He's partnered with, he's a good partner, by the way. He lets the judge. Some of the DAs have not been. They're like, nah, that's trash. You're being soft on them. They make fun of it, call it hug a thug, hug a hoe, right? They say we're being soft for the crowd, when in fact, we're being very deliberate about how we handle these cases to keep the people out of the judiciary. It's easy to send someone to 10 years in prison. You're not helped that person at all. They've learned nothing but 10 years in prison. But what have you really done to change that person's life, right? And so come follow me, come learn about what is going on if you follow me on Facebook, you will see I constantly post. In fact, when I do the 5 series seminar, then I'll have the in-person thing. And then we update this booklet every other year with new judges that are coming in and leaving. And then I have a special course youth day. I pick a school out there that has a legal class or a legal department or something. Like this year we got Fox Tech. So that all the students are coming, I invite them to the courthouse. I give them a light breakfast. I have a pizza lunch for them. And I tell all the judges all over the court, I am going to deliver, these kids are going to be delivering these new, freshly printed and updated resource books to your courtroom. Please get off the bench if you have time. Talk to them, say hi to them, interact with them, take pics with them, because they're so excited to meet judges, right? And I'll tell them. And so I do this every other year. And I'm, again, looping the community into what I'm doing, giving these books to all the judges that don't have specialty court, because we have 64 judges, Byron, up and down. When I talk
Mhm.
about all civil judges, juvenile judges, probate judges, criminal judges, civil judges. So I want these judges to know what's going on also in these programs. And so these children, this gives a chance to wrap it all up. The children, it's a win-win for everything. The children get a chance to deliver the books to the judge, to meet certain judges. And then they're meeting me. And then I'm doing a little program for them. And these are things, it's like, to me, everything I can be thinking of to how better loop the community and what's going on in the judiciary.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it. My coordinator be like, Judge Huff, you gotta slow down. You do too much, Judge Huff. Because running my court and having jury trials, doing things in the community, I'm on a lot of boards. I'm on the board of NAMI, National Alliance for Mental Illness, Judicial Commission on Mental Health for the state of Texas, Texas Association of Specialty Courts Board, the BA's board. People want to loop me in. And I mean, if I can help them, if I can be of help to these boards that I'm sitting on, I'm there. My time, I have a lot going on. But if I roll off another board, then I'll say, okay, wait till I roll off this board. Then I can add you. I can get on that board that you wanted me to offer. Because I am, I still got my family. I got 3 kids, and my older son is married. He has 2 grandkids, and I got to spend time with my grandchildren. I try to get them once a month. One weekend they live in Houston. So all this stuff. It's just, you said that you are a person of time. When you are a person that has your life organized and you're on it, you can do, because people often ask me, how do you do all this stuff? Organization skills. I'm organized, and then my life is not chaotic. My life doesn't seem that full to me at all, right? And I'm doing, okay, I got this on this day. When somebody calls me and says, Judge Huff, can you present? I look on my calendar. If it's open, then I'm doing it. If it's not open, I say, well, I'm already presented. You catch me next year. And as soon as someone invited me, like, you invited me, immediately I'm putting this on my calendar. You are secure. You got this space for me, Ronald. And then someone else tries to come in, like, nope, fairness is fair. He asked me first. And I don't care how big that other organization is. Nope, that person, don't come and try to ask me something 2 days before the bid. That life doesn't happen like that. Right? Mm-hmm. My calendar is so full, you got to ask me like months out. Some people will ask me way months out. They want to get me on their calendar, and I'm all for it. If they get me and my calendar is open, I'm doing that event. It's organizational skills and how I navigate all of these things that are going on, and navigational skills. You know it, Ronald, because I can imagine how your life is too, what you're doing.
Oh, I do the same thing. Talking about, somebody watched me one time. I was DJing for a 75th birthday party, and the guy watched me wrap up all my course individually, put everything in spot. Then I started packing them in each one of the bags. And the guy said, why do you do that? I said, because when I pack this in this bag, when I go out again, I know everything is there. I don't have to worry about looking for anything, and everything is there. He said, well, I just throw everything in the back. I said, let me ask you something. How long it take for you to untangle all them cords to get ready and all that stuff? And are you ready when it's time to get going? He just looked at me and said, well, no. I said, this is what I do. So I was brought up around military, and my mom, she was very organized. And it took me a while to understand why she was being organized. But now when you get out on your own, you realize what your parents was telling you. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't realize. I listened to my parents, but I wasn't ready to listen, if that makes any sense.
I know exactly what you mean. Yes, I do. Because you're gonna come back around. Oh,
I get it now.
I get it now.
So, and I advise everybody that still have grandparents out there, please talk to them. Don't let them be an ancestor. Talk to them now, because they have a lot of wisdom. They have enough wisdom to stop you from going to Judge Huff court if you do something wrong.
There you go.
They can put a stop to it before you think of anything stupid to do. I hate using the word stupid. It just came out like that.
But I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly. And it really is, it boils down. My kids like, Mom, your standards are so high. Like, yes, that leads to excellence. That leads, like, how can I do a whole organization called the Black Judicial Meet and Greet at the Whitney Museum, setting it up, 300 people are showing up, all these judges out to find, judges I have to research and find judges that have passed away, who's their next of kin. And I'm still running my court and I'm still doing other projects. And then people say, how do you organizational skills?
Yep,
Like,
exactly.
find the time to do. You know what I do, Ronald, every day? I wake up at 4:00 in the morning. I leave my house by 6:30. I get down to the courthouse. I run 3 miles. I love hiking and running. I'd rather take my kids to a national park, to Yellowstone, than to Disney World. I'm an outdoor person. We hike, right? And I will do marathons. I ran the 13. I've never done 26.2, but I've done 13 half marathons a lot of times, a lot of 5Ks and 10K. And I had really forgot about this and on the bench. And then when I won my second election, I had to get back into this. So I said, I'm going to get back into what I like to do. Perfect for my mental health. So this morning, I'm already did 3 miles. I get my Fitbit. I'm close to my 10,000 steps. Like, before I get on the bench at 9 o'clock, I've already ran 3 miles. And people are like, how? Dedication, organizational skill. Do you want it? Do you want this? Do you want to be healthy for yourself? So I'm going to get down. I'm going to leave my house early to get down to court. And I'm going to I run a mile in every morning and I walk 2 miles back. I do 1 mile and run 1 mile and walk 2 miles. From the courthouse, I walk all the way past Blue Star, if you know what that area of town is. Blue Star. Sometimes I walk as far down as Confluence Park, and that's 4 miles instead of 3 miles. But every single morning, I don't care how cold it is. I don't care if it's raining. I got an umbrella. Like, I bundle up. I've been doing it every day. And people are like, every day. I'm dedicated because I like to do it. It's good for my mental health. I enjoy it. I don't look for a reason. Oh, it's cool. I want to do it. Nope. I can put on a coat. I can put on some gloves and a hat and a scarf. I'm going to still do dedication. Still, like, going back to that. What is important to you, you will make time to do it. Right. Amen. And that's what it does. Keep in mind. So I don't have to worry about it. I've already done my 3 miles, because I used to worry about how do I get my exercise and taking care of myself. And it took me a long time to try to go out to work, try to do that. It wasn't working out. I had events in the afternoon. You know what? Just do it earlier before you even get on the bench. And last 3 years, that's what I've been doing. And it has worked out perfectly. Because once I get the 3 miles in and almost close to 10,000 steps, I don't have to think about it. I've done it for the day. It's out the way before I even get on the bench to start court for the morning.
Okay. Well, the Honorable Judge Yolanda Huff, we appreciate you taking time out your busy schedule. You're not complicated schedule, because you got it organized. But I appreciate the time that you're giving the radio station to come on and share everything with you that you're doing. And you open up everybody's eyes, at least mine, on what is going on out there. And I'm going to get a hold of you again, because I want the information, and I'll make sure I get the information posted.
Let me tell you this. When we get off this, I'm gonna email you that flyer, and I'm gonna email you my mental health court manager, and she can tell you all the schedules and the days. Like, pick any day that you want to come. She'll give you a schedule for like the next month, and then any day that you want to come. Like, say, hey, Michelle, I would like to come on this day. And she'll say, okay, like, we'll be expecting you. This is how we do it. I'll put you in an email group, me, you, and Michelle, and she'll send you a calendar, a schedule of all the next court mental health schedules, dockets coming up. Okay.
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, you go ahead and keep on doing your thing. We appreciate you taking time out, coming on WSN radio. So all I can say, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person and coming to your court.
I love it. Thank you for the invite. I love doing things like this in the community. Like, I was looking forward to this. I was trying to get down there and get my miles in and get back here to get on the radio right quick. You know what I had this to do? Like, I'm going to get my miles in. I was a little late this morning. Where I should have been here at 8:30, but it all worked out.
Yes, it did.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You take care. We'll talk to you later.
Where can I see this? Are you going to post this somewhere?
I'm gonna edit it and I'll post it and I'll email you the link.
Thank you.
Later on today.
Thank you so much, Ronald. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
You. All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you for tuning in to WSAN Radio. Catch us on our YouTube channel, WSAN Radio SA. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button.